The test server is live once more, and this time we are finally getting a look at some of the wedge changes that has been spoken of for quite some time now. And I know a lot of you guys are anticipating this, so let's get straight into what this test server has to offer for us. Before we get into the wedge changes though, Steel Championship is coming back. That's one of the things that is coming back. For those of you that don't know what Steel Championship is, it is the 3 versus 3 mode where you have people on either side with a little build that has a spike crossbow as well as some boosters and a skinner, and basically you have to score with a ball in the enemy's goal. So a bit like Rocket League, if any of you guys have played that. It's actually a decently funny mode, but we are getting a new way of all of this in the way that you claim your rewards. It's not going to be the league system with just raiding this time. This time you're going to move from league to league and you will get badges that you can trade your badges for specific items. So this is the way that you will now get different items. This is quite different from what it used to be. Before, you just got new items the further you got on the ranking system. So I think everyone will be able to get something now from playing this rather than just only unlocking certain stuff because you weren't able to achieve a higher rating. So this is quite interesting, and I am very interested in seeing exactly what they will offer us. But for now, we will get a new unique horn and a fan dog. That's all we know, and that is for reaching either platinum or diamond. But what exactly is in the shop, we do not know yet. We will have to see. Next to that, we also have a new map called Ravages Foothold, and let me just go in there and show you what that is all about. So the Ravages Foothold is the newest map in the Crossout series. This map, quite unlike anything else, it features 3 big holes. As you can see, this is called map title holes at the moment. So I think they just need to update that. But basically this map is quite unique in the fact that we have these new holes here that you can actually fall down into. We're going to try that later on. As you can see, one bot already ran down there, and the bots just do that for some reason. It's quite odd, but they do. And I think we can actually also maybe even push them down there. By the way, you see that how slow we are here because we're wedging that guy. So that is something that you do want to look out for. What we're trying to do here though is that I'm actually trying to push one of them down there just so you can see what actually happens. Go away from me, mate. Alright, so let's try to see if we can push this guy down there. Okay, he's not really cooperating here, so let's just kill him. There we go. Okay, this dude is very keen to kill us. Let's just hope that we can stay alive here a bit, because I just want to see what, show you guys some of the stuff that's going on here. But basically, this map here features some pretty unique styling. Actually, I really like these plateaus that we have around. Something like this, where you can actually protect the cap here and use these plateaus to shoot down at the enemy and gain the high ground, which is super nice. Besides, that looks a little bit like the Ashen Ring, the previous map that we got. And all in all, just a great map, great looks indeed. The main thing and the most scary thing about this map, I didn't really get to show you guys before the match ended, but I will just try to show you now, is the fact that these holes are not blocked off by anything. So do you happen to fall down here, then this happens. Instant death. That's pretty much what you get. Not too keen on this because the bots are pretty stupid. Hopefully they will be able to make sure that the bots don't ever go in that direction when they shouldn't, because they'll drive down there and die. It's probably something that will be updated before the map releases. But all in all, this community has the sketchy honor of having some people that don't really always behave very nicely. So I mean, you'll probably have a lot of people trying to push you down into these holes. So might have to live with that, but hopefully they will do something about that. Otherwise, make sure to punish people accordingly if that does happen at some point. Besides that, you can also make some pretty interesting plays against the enemies. Drag them down there in case you have a skinner build or something where you can pull them down into it. Also loving the sound in here. Do you guys hear that? Let's hear this cannon. Okay, not really there, but for the most time it's really nice echo in there. But that's about it for the new map, the Ravages Foothold. Super good looking, so definitely go check it out when it releases. Let's get on with the rest of the changes. The Punisher and the Breaker has new perks now. The Punisher will be able to deal 100% extra damage for 5 seconds in case you land 40 consecutive shots. Let me just show you what that looks like. But basically what they mean with this is that now if you shoot someone, it will count down as 1 shot on the Punisher here. Let's see, there we go. If you miss though, it will count up again. And the counter starts from 40 and goes down. Whoops, now we wedged ourselves. We actually have to be careful not to wedge yourself because we couldn't even get out there again. But as you can see, every time I'm shooting this dude, we gain 1. If we miss, or we lose 1. If we miss, we gain 1. The goal is to hit enough shots to activate the perk. And let's just keep firing here so we can actually activate the perk. So now, when I hit it, instead the red bar will start counting down. And while it does so, we have 100% increased damage. This means that this weapon is very good for stripping right now. Just have a quick video showing here some of the damage you can output with the new perk. As for the breaker can now actually not be stripped, technically. If you deal enough damage to remove the breaker, it will not fall off, but instead become invincible for 1.5 seconds. If you then manage to go to cover before that, you can actually run away, and if you run away for 40 seconds, the perk will be active again. Basically, what the perk does is that if you take damage that would otherwise kill you, the gun will be left with 1 HP and be invulnerable. You'll be able to shoot freely, use the weapon like you want to, and the cooldown has a 40-second cooldown. So after 40 seconds, perk will be active again, and any overkill damage will make the weapon invulnerable, is what I'm trying to say once more. So that's actually a rather massive change, and I'll just once again show you what this looks like in game. So 437 and 1. Another thing that is happening that we're just quickly going to touch upon is the fact that Leviathans are coming into Clan Wars again. This has been introduced once more as a game mode alternatively to the regular Clan Wars, or not alternatively, it will replace the regular Clan Wars with Leviathan Clan Wars. So now Leviathans will be taken back into it, which I am both excited for and not really excited for. It's a great thing that they are introducing new stuff that allows us to try different things with the game, which I find very, very cool, and it's quite interesting to see. I'm not so hyped about it because last time when Leviathans were a thing, you weren't able to build like 50,000 power score Leviathans with 16 annihilated drones, or I don't know, 11 wretches, 6 wretches, or 10 wretches, and all the other modules that you need. You can slap on a bunch of stuff on these nowadays, and people are just in general way better at building than they were back in the days. So I do fear that a Leviathan of that size will be able to do quite a lot in Clan Wars, but you know, every or both sides has one, so it is also to some extent gonna be even ground to some level. At least we'll have to see what happens with the Leviathan battles. I'm excited to see it in game because, you know, we might be pleasantly surprised. So gonna hold off with a critique of that one for now until we see what it is like, and then we'll get to it. The last and the most important thing for a lot of people in this is that we can now see what they have worked on with the wedge mechanics as of right now. You just saw a little bit of it before, but I'm just gonna show you what exactly I mean with this now, and then talk a little bit about it. We're not gonna talk too much about it because I wanna break it down in a standalone video. So we're gonna do that in the video following this one. We're gonna talk a bit about more in detail about what the wedge changes will actually do. But as you can see here, whenever we get this guy on top of us, we start taking damage. Depending on how heavy the lifted target is, you will either only be slowed or you will start taking damage. This depends whether your tonnage is filled out or if your mass limit is filled out as well. But as I said, this will all be covered in detail in an upcoming video, so please do subscribe to stay updated to that one when it releases. I'll try to get it out as quickly as possible after this one. Thank you so much for watching, guys. That is all of the changes on the test server this time. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye bye.